I will try to provide a few examples when American logic go against itself. First of all is communism never worked and will never work. And in the same time, China is communist. It means that Americans believe same time that communism never worked anywhere in the world, and yet in the same time believes that Chinese Communist Party is a communist party, and therefore China is communist country. And in the same time they clearly see how China almost overcome, and if you will exclude American cheating of the rating agency, American rating agencies exclude, then we will see that China is overcome USA. It means that you are wrong in your own logic. Either communism works better than the best ever capitalistic system, or China is not communist. And you cannot deny any of those illogical statements. Either China is not communist, or communism work almost perfectly, because in very short period of time China overcome America. That simple as that. It's just mind-boggling that Americans can't understand simple concept that China is in a way communist country, because everything there owned privately. Doesn't matter how much government is involved, everything owned not commonly by the people, but privately by the privateers, and most of them sorry, and many of those privateers is foreign entities. And the next thing is mob rule is bad, democracy is bad, because people are stupid, and at the same time each American demand that his or her voice would be heard. It means that Americans stating that they are, as a part of the mob, as a part of demos, it means people, they are stupid. They clearly saying we are stupid and therefore we cannot rule. And in the same time they demand that their voice heard, and they demanding something from the government. And it seems absolutely logical, and again they can deny any of those illogical statements which contradict with each other. They literally contradict with each other. Another one is, again, mob rule is bad, therefore let's try it. It means that majority can't rule over minority, therefore let's provide all the rights and all the means possible to just few at the top that they rule over us, which again denying any kind of say, any kind of meaning for the voting for the president, for representatives, etc. It means they deny any kind of demand from the people to their representatives. It means that few, no matter what you do, will decide how you're going to live. And in the same time they think that government should serve them. Again, this literally contradicts with each other. In each time, in each example, Americans, by stating one thing, contradict the other thing they stating, and they think that it's like absolutely 100% is the same thing. Also, they it's not obvious, of course, but they saying that American government is like, too big, there is too many politicians, there's too many government officials, there's too many government employees, and in the same time they saying that communism is big government. Bigger than this? How can you be bigger than American government? they literally stating that there is some kind of system there where almost half of population will work for the government, and it will be just simply a government, or I don't know. It's just far away into illogical ground, let's say. And there is literally dozens of such contradictions in American society, when they clearly should understand, let's say. They should understand that capitalism is not about free market, and free market existed literally in any other system, previous system, before, and do not, literally never existed in history of capitalism, because one way or another it was either raised monopolies or something along those lines. But they going to die defending this idea that they are absolutely 100% believe that capitalism is about free market. It's not. And modern day capitalism with countries cannot be without protectionism, tariffs, taxes, some kind of policies that protect your homeland production from the foreign production, etc., etc. And yet Americans clearly stating that capitalism is about shape of the market. It does not. It's about the rule of capital. Therefore, they deny that socialism is about the rule of people, because they can't understand the simple concept that every system have its name according to the ruling class. It means that socialism is when society rules. Very simplistic, of course. It's very simplistic explanation. Society rules. Communism is when the communes rule. Therefore, capitalism is when capital rule. Feudalism is when feudal rule. And further in history, when the slave... I don't know how this actually in English, but slave owners rule. It's pretty simple concept to understand, but we of course need to invert this idea that capitalism is all about free market, because if people will do free market shit, therefore they're going to be so cool and don't kill each other, don't going to compete with each other, will not ever use shady tactics or literal force to compete with each other, etc. It's just ridiculous. And the next thing is, of course, we have the freedom of speech, therefore we are free. When you talking shit, but not in your country, changing at all, not in changing at all in your country, it means that freedom is not about talking shit. Yes, you are absolutely free to talking shit, but is it somehow related to freedoms? You are police state. Your children sent to another countries to die for your government, let's say. Not for you, not for your freedom, not for freedom of the country, for the government. What government needs, it's a different story. But your children sent to another countries to suffer the PTSD, suffer from the wounds, and of course die there. And yet somehow you're still thinking that you are absolutely free in police state. Which is baffled my mind how people can see the contradiction in their statement. Freedom to talking shit, it's absolutely have no relation to real freedoms that people can experience. And yet free slaves trying to convince me that they are free absolutely. That's just ridiculous. Well, I think that it's never going to change American mentality, but at least I'm going to put it there on the internet. Maybe someone someday will hear this and at least try to think about the contradictions in American logic.